Okay, so in this video I'm going to talk a little bit about meter. So I'm going to talk a bit more on meter. And remember, meter tells you how a beat is divided or how it's grouped together. And I'm going to talk about simple and compound meter, and these are the two kinds of meter. So meter tells you how a beat is divided, and there are basically two ways of dividing beats. They're called simple and compound. So simple meter means that the beat is divided into two even notes. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and so they're even and they're divided into two. Compound means they're divided into three even notes. 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a. So for the simple, you're going to say 1 and. You're going to add an and between each one. For the compound, you're going to add an and a. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. 1 and a 2 and a 1. And they have to be even. You can't say 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. That's not even. So that's not a simple. And you can't say 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a. They're not even. So that's not a compound. So there's different examples of simple and compound. They're basically to do with how many beats there are in a bar. So you've got 2/4. 2/4 has 2 beats in a bar, so it's a duple. So it's called a simple duple because there's 2 beats in a bar and they can be divided by 2. So it sounds like 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and can be at any tempo. You can do it very fast, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. You can do it very slow, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. So the duple means, like du means 2, doesn't it? Duet or duo. It means there's 2 beats in the bar and they can be divided by 2. So the compound equivalent also has 2 beats in a bar, a duple compound, but these can be divided into 3, and it's called 6/8. So 6/8 has 2 beats in the bar and they're divided into 3s. So it sounds like 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a. And again, it can be at any tempo. 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2. That's a slow 6/8. So I think lots of people think that 6/8 is always fast. It's always like an Irish jig. But 6/8 can be slow. Lots of 6/8s are slow, especially in ballet music. The tempo isn't attached to the meter. The meter tells you how the beats are divided and how many beats there are in a bar. And the tempo is separate, and you can have any meter at any tempo. You can have a slow 6/8, you can have a slow 2/4, you can have a fast 2/4, and you can have a fast 6/8. So those have 2 beats in the bar. 3/4 has 3 beats in the bar. And it's a triple simple, or a simple triple. It should be called a simple triple. Each beat can be divided by 2. 3 beats in a bar and divided by 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and they can go slowly. 1 and 2 and 3 and, or it can go very fast. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1. And the equivalent of that in compound will be a 9/8. So that will be a compound triple. 3 beats in a bar divided by even 3s. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a. And again, it can go quickly or it can go slowly. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 1 and a. That's a slow 9/8. So you've also got 4 beats in the bar. And these will be 4/4 and 12/8. Whoops, that's an 8. So 4/4 would be a simple quadruple. There's 4 beats in the bar and they can be divided by 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a 1. All very slow. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and yeah. And then 12/8 would be a compound quadruple. Again, 4 beats in the bar. Whoops. 4 beats in the bar, but divided into threes. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and, or slow. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. Okay, so the simples can all be divided by 2 beats, and the compounds can all be divided by 3 beats. Now, if it can be divided by 2 beats, it can also be divided by 4 beats. So you could count the 4/4. You don't have to just go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. You can have more division, but again by 2. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. Okay. Well, basically, you're just dividing by 2. You're dividing by 3. So this is quite complicated, and lots of dancers would say you don't need to understand this. You don't need to understand time signatures. You just need to be able to sing. You just need to be able to count exercises. You don't need to understand them. But I'd say one of the main mistakes that students make when they're setting exercises is they aren't consistent in staying in a compound or simple meter. They switch between the two accidentally. So they accidentally slip from a duple, from a simple to a compound, or they accidentally slip from a compound to a simple. So for example, they're counting something in 2/4, like a sort of, it goes a 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a, so they accidentally slip from 2/4 to 6/8. So for example, they were doing a kind of warm-up allegro, so we're going changement, 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 glissade, 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 changement, 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 glissade. So every time I'm switching to glissade, I'm accidentally counting in 6/8. So to a dancer, it doesn't sound that wrong, it sounds fine. But to a musician, it's confusing, because you can't have things in 2/4 and 6/8. It's got to be one or the other. So if I was doing that exercise in 2/4, it would sound like changement, 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 glissade, 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 glissade. And if it was all in 6/8, changement, go changement, 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 glissade, 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 glissade. Yeah. So you have to stay in one. You can't keep switching from one to the other. So if you start in 6/8, you've got to stay in 6/8. If you start in 3/4, you've got to stay in 3/4. So I think the only way to get more consistent and to consistently stay within a time signature is to practice counting. So it's not just silent practice. Like, you don't really learn ballet steps by thinking about them. You learn them by doing them. And you also don't learn to count by thinking about counting, or even really by understanding. You learn by doing it a lot. You learn by counting a lot. So it's not just dancers, that's also how musicians learn to play difficult rhythms. They work out the rhythm and then they repetitively practice it. They do it lots of times until they can do it naturally without thinking about it. Until it will be hard. So for me, as a musician, it will be hard for me. It's hard for me to switch from 6/8 to 2/4. You get so used to these that they become natural and you just do them naturally. Okay, so in a different video, I'm going to talk a little bit about each different meter and how you could use them and what rhythms might fit. Okay.